Once upon a time, in the land of windmills and wooden shoes, the Dutch were captivated by the beauty and value of tulip bulbs. It was the 1630s, and these little flowers had become more coveted than even the most precious of metals. People were willing to trade them on the stock market, using them as a form of currency, and even risking everything they had just to get their hands on the most sought-after tulip of the season. This event, known as Tulip Mania, was a frenzy unlike any other, and is considered to be one of the first recorded speculative bubbles in history. And it serves as a cautionary tale, with many parallels to the 2008 financial crisis. It all started off innocently enough. The Dutch, known for their love of flowers, were smitten with the exotic tulip imported from Turkey. At first, only the wealthy and elite could afford to buy and grow these rare bulbs. But as demand for them grew, the prices for the bulbs skyrocketed. People were paying exorbitant prices for a single bulb, with some of the rarer varieties fetching prices equivalent to that of a luxurious home. As the prices rose, a speculative market formed around the tulip bulb trade. People began buying bulbs not to plant and enjoy, but with the intention of reselling them at even higher prices. It got so crazy that a sailor who mistook a rare bulb for an onion and ate it with his herring sandwich was charged with a felony and thrown in prison. The tulip market was not just limited to the Netherlands, but it also spread to other European countries such as England and France. The market was fueled by the wealthy merchants and traders who saw an opportunity to make quick profits. This led to an inflation of prices, and the tulip bulb market became a speculative bubble. The market was driven by speculation and greed rather than any real value. The tulip craze reached its peak in 1637 when the market suddenly collapsed. It is believed the speculators who had been buying bulbs at inflated prices with the intention of reselling them at even higher prices began to panic and sell off their pretty little bulbs. This caused a domino effect and led to a sudden drop in prices. People woke up one morning to find that their precious tulip bulbs were now worth less than the dirt they were planted in. It was a catastrophe of epic proportions. People lost their homes, their livelihoods, and their savings as they had invested everything they had in the tulip market. Many merchants and traders went bankrupt as the market collapsed. Additionally, the collapse of the tulip market led to a domino effect in other markets as investors and merchants lost confidence in the economy and started pulling out of other investments as well. The Tulip Mania serves as a cautionary tale of how speculation can lead to market collapse and how people should not invest all their savings in a single speculative market. But perhaps the most interesting part of this tale is how it all could have been avoided. The government and financial institutions of the time had the power to regulate the market and prevent the speculative bubble from forming, but they didn't. They were too caught up in the excitement of the tulip craze and the potential profits to be made. Sound familiar? It should, because it's a story that's been repeated time and time and time again throughout history. The government of the time could have avoided the collapse of the tulip market by implementing regulations on the trade of tulip bulbs. This could have included setting a ceiling on the prices of tulip bulbs, which would have prevented the inflation of prices and the formation of the speculative bubble. The government could have also limited the number of tulip bulbs that could be traded at any one time, which would have prevented the market from becoming too overheated and volatile. But as history has repeatedly shown, they were too busy counting their profits to notice the warning signs. And don't forget, this was the 1600s. But let's not forget the funny side of this. Can you imagine people trading bulbs like they were trading stocks on Wall Street? It's like something out of a comedy skit. And when the market collapsed, it was like watching a room full of clowns trying to catch the same balloon. It's a cautionary tale with a comedic twist. So next time you're at the flower market and you see a rare tulip bulb, remember the lessons of Tulip Mania. Invest wisely and don't mortgage your house for a plant. And maybe, just maybe, you'll avoid becoming the punchline of the next historical bubble story.